From the day he started his life on Earth, man has always had questions in his mind that are appropriate to the environment and what he has been looking for, and he has tried to find the answer to them. With the passage of time and the progress of science, and the emergence of scientific and research situations, more and more strange questions came to his mind, and he went looking for their answers. It has continued to this day. It is interesting to know that, in the meantime, some questions have arisen for humanity that no one has ever found an answer to, and these questions remain unanswered, and some people believe that these questions will never be answered. In this video, we will review these secrets. I suggest you watch the video till the end and subscribe to our channel and like the video to support us. Number 1. The mysterious Voynich manuscript is an old and very famous book kept at Yale University in the United States. This book was written in the 15th century, and its content includes unknown text and strange images. One of the most famous features of this book is the use of an unknown language that has not yet been interpreted by anyone. This language contains letters that are not similar to any other known language, and some letters are even written as special symbols. The illustrations in this book are also very strange and include drawings of plants, animals, geometric shapes, and abstract figures. Some of these images look like they may depict plants and herbal medicines, but no detailed interpretations have been given so far. Many researchers and explorers have tried to interpret this book, but so far, no one has succeeded in solving its mystery. Some theories include that the Voynich manuscript may be a coded book created by an individual or group. Some theories believe that this book may have been written in an unknown language invented by a certain author. Other theories believe that the book may have been written in ordinary language, but using a special code that has not yet been deciphered by anyone. However, so far, no theory has been definitively confirmed, and the mystery of this book remains. The Voynich manuscript is one of the great mysteries of history and is still being studied and researched by researchers. We hope that in the future, we will find the ability to interpret this book and solve its mysteries. Number 2. Jack the Killer is a nickname given to an unknown serial killer who terrorized the foggy city of London in the late 19th century. The murders he committed were widely covered by newspapers, and even today, many documentary programs are made about it and try to discover the secrets of this mysterious killer. Most of his victims were women who were mercilessly slaughtered by Jack the Killer. There were 3 main suspects in the Jack the Killer case: a Polish immigrant, a lawyer, and a Russian doctor. Jack the Killer often killed street women and girls who came out at night in the same manner and butchered their bodies, making it look like the victims had been autopsied. This made the police come to the conclusion that the killer has medical background and experience. Since the murder crimes happened at the weekend and on official holidays and in the streets, close to each other, he formed the impression that he is an employee who has regular and specific working hours. The nickname, Jack the Killer, came from the letters that were allegedly written by the killer himself and sent to the police station. He ends the letters with the signature of Jack the Killer, but some say that such a letter was just a hoax, and maybe one of the journalists did it to add more excitement to the story. In the case of Jack the Killer, there was no evidence to identify the killer, and the only thing left were the bloody corpses of street girls and women. On the night of September 30, unlike usual, the bodies of 2 women instead of 1 woman were found in the streets of London. This was the first time that the killer had killed 2 women in one night. It is said that the last crime committed by Jack the Killer was in November 1888. By investigating how the bodies were killed, forensic experts never found out whether the killer was right-handed or left-handed or left. After the murder of the last victim named Mary Kelly, Jack the Killer's serial crimes stopped. No one understood why he stopped killing women. Had he died? Had he been imprisoned for another crime? Or had he stopped killing based on his personal decision? Number 3. The Nick Loess Monster is Lake Ness, locally known as Lake Ness, in northern Scotland. The depth of this lake is about 150 meters and reaches 250 meters at the deepest point. The surroundings of this lake are always foggy, and for this reason, it is not possible to see the underwater parts normally. Researchers who have researched Nessie say that there is information in Scottish history books about a giant aquatic animal that the natives carved images of on boulders by the lake. Of course, now due to the passage of time, many of them have disappeared and it is difficult to recognize them. After a coastal road was built around Loch Ness in 1993, the number of people claiming to have seen the lake giant suddenly increased. The first photo of the monster was taken in 1993. The photographer could not take a picture of Nessie's head, and only part of the animal's back was visible in the photo. He claimed that from the movement of the animal's tail underwater, it was known that it was very giant. Not long ago, the interview given by former British police detective Simon Dinsdale, who presented a too-minute film about this giant animal that his father captured 50 years ago, sparked a wide controversy and once again brought the name of this monster to the fore. There is a vague shadow in the film that Simon points to and says, "This is the Lake Ness monster." Number 4. The Shroud of Turin is a piece of cloth in the form of a large white shroud, and on it is an image of the body of a man named Jesus Christ. This shroud is known as one of the most sacred and important religious works of Christianity and is kept in the city of Turin, in Italy. Historically, the first mention of the Shroud of Turin dates back to the 14th century, but until the 16th century, this shroud was not known as the Shroud of Christ. In 1390, at an exhibition, results show that the image on the shroud was created by a chemical process, and this image shows signs of Christ's crucifixion and death. However, some researchers doubt these results and believe that this image may have been perpetuated by an artist. However, many researchers and scientists believe that the Shroud of Turin cannot be considered as a definitive proof for the existence of Christ and his resurrection. They believe that in order to prove the existence of Christ and his resurrection, we need other evidences that a shroud alone cannot confirm. Number 5. Marie Celeste was launched in Nova Scotia in 1860. The initial name of this ship was Amazon, and its length was 103 feet, and it weighed 280 tons. For 10 years, Marie Celeste was involved in numerous accidents, and this ship had different owners until it was finally sold at an auction in New York for $3,000. The new owner overhauled her and launched her under the new name Marie Celeste. The new captain, Benjamin Briggs, was 37 years old when he boarded the ship with his wife and only daughter and the crew and set off for Italy in November 1872. None of the ship's passengers were ever seen again. Sometime later, the ship was found adrift in the ocean with no sign of its crew, but no one was on board and all documents, except the captain's daily reports, had disappeared. In early 1873, 2 lifeboats washed ashore in Spain. In one of them, there was the body of one person with the American flag, and in the other, the bodies of 5 people were seen. Some believe that these bodies were the remains of the passengers of the Marie Celeste. But the truth is that the identity of these bodies was never discovered. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel for support.